Hello, everybody. Welcome again to Keystone Film Review. We just saw The Fall Guy, directed by David Leitch, written by Drew Pearce and Glenn A. Larson, starring Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Hannah Waddingham, and many others. Stephanie Sue is in there. Winston Duke. Just a fun cacophony. I don't know, of people. This, of course, is the movie about a stunt guy who is in love with a director and then gets into some stuff. This doesn't work. It's broken. My life's a mess. But yeah, stunt guy falls in love with the director. They had a fling, and yeah.
And now they're stunting their way into the movie.
And now there's evil people after him. What will happen next?
Murder.
Murder. Glenn.
Yeah.
What did you think of The Fall Guy?
Oh my goodness, The Fall Guy was a movie.
It's too
It is very bright, but luckily I've got this thing here. Envy me, you bastard.
I'll just do this.
I thought you put another pair of sunglasses on.
No, it's the same one.
Fall Guy. It's a movie that I wasn't overly excited for. I knew it was going to be some fun, so I was like, yeah, it'll be a good watch. Lo and behold, it didn't disappoint in that factor at all. Knowing that it was made by a guy who was a stuntman at one point, or probably still is, but he's also a director now. I knew for a fact at that point that this movie was gonna be impactful for every stunt person on set and their bodies, and I don't know how their livers are doing now after all the impacts, but you guys did it. You guys fucking rocked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it seemed like a lot of people were having fun on set through all the behind the scenes stuff, like a lot of fun. And you know, if somebody's making a movie about their department in the movie business, you know it's most likely going to be fun as shit.
Yeah.
And they ran with it big time, especially when you've got Ryan Goosebabies on the on the roster too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that surprised me a lot about this, I like David Leitch's stuff. He did John Wick, Bullet Train. I think he did Atomic Blonde. Oh yes, he did. Look at that. And Hobbs and Shaw, the only Fast and Furious movie that I actually kind of like. And he always has these really fast-paced movies. And even like the moments without action are pretty fast-paced. But the thing that kind of surprised me about this that I actually quite enjoyed is that it kind of slowed down whenever it had like the scenes between Emily Blunt and Ryan Goosebaby. And that's just something I wasn't expecting from a stuntman director. It's really surprised me. I would say overall this movie was I don't want to say disappointing because I didn't really think much of it, but like it didn't meet my expectations, which I guess is technically disappointing. But it just I still really enjoyed it though. It was fun when it needed to be. I like that it's shone a light on stunt doubles, something that is obviously an underutilized, underappreciated category, genre department. Jesus Christ. And it was just it made a really fun movie out of that concept. And you know, the stunts in it were very fun and impressive, and the story was an interesting one, kind of predictable.
Yeah, it definitely got predictable even before the halfway point. You're like, oh, I could see where this is probably going.
Yeah, it's going one of two ways, and then you're not surprised because it happens one of those two ways.
Yeah.
But you know, it doesn't need to be a super mind-blowing movie to be fun. It's a good popcorn movie, and yeah, I thought it was fun. Emily Blunt and Ryan Goosebaby had a lot of chemistry, which I was not expecting.
She can kind of hit it off with almost everybody, except for the one movie I've walked out on in the last 7 years.
Ted 2? Oh no, that's me.
That was Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise, yes.
It's the only movie I actually walked out on.
Oh, interesting.
I got so bored.
Yeah. It's a long movie.
They just argued with each other the whole fucking time.
I think that's more The Rock than it is Emily Blunt. I like The Rock, but he kind of plays one note. With the exception of Snitch. See Snitch if you haven't.
And Walking Tall.
And it's been a while since I've seen that one.
And The Rundown.
But back to The Fall Guy. I don't know. I think overall, everyone that follows us knows me and romance. This is one of the exceptions to the rule because they did something slightly different with the romance, putting it in a world that's very near and dear to my heart, the world of movies.
Yeah.
And I thought that what happened between the couple was believable and not too grandiose, despite the crazy stunts going on around it. The actual romance wasn't grandiose, but obviously the story around that was. But yeah, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Me too. I think
but it's still slightly disappointing. I can't explain it. It just was for me.
No, there's a lot of fun in this. A lot of great stunts. Great little acting too. What I liked about it the most is a lot of people are going to enjoy it. It's not like it was like hard to watch because it was too highbrow for culture. Like it was definitely like a everybody movie type thing, like a good popcorn movie, like you said.
Yeah. I finished my popcorn.
You did,
and
you
had some
a little bit. I hated myself for it. What I didn't like about it is how hard it ran with the movie references. Like, we all love movies, especially when we're making them, but dear God, did they go times 10 when they were like movie referencing or just like naming different things that were happening and stuff like that. I think that was a little excessive, just by like an oomph. But I mean, I still had a lot of fun.
I wish that SUV just stopped there.
Oh, that would have been so good.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. The thing I liked was the references to a film set. Like, there's this one part where Emily Blunt was talking to Ryan Gosling through a megaphone, and everyone was listening, and she wanted Ryan Gosling to have a megaphone so she could hear him, and the guy that ran into him just went, traveling, which is something obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but that's what people say when they're running.
There's movie lingo
on a film set. And so little things like that I really liked and thought was funny. I'm assuming that there are people who are really into the stunt world. There's probably a few cameos that we missed. There's people that clapped when certain people popped up, where I was just like, I don't know who this person is. I'm assuming they're a stunt guy. So if you're into stunts, you're gonna probably get more treats out of it than we did. But we as hell noticed the Matthew McConaughey references.
You think he was a guy from Miami Vice?
Oh, he might have been. I have no idea.
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah. All I know is Ron Goosebaby's too young to work on the original Miami Vice.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that he worked on a reboot of Miami Vice.
I don't know.
Who knows?
But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, more than I was expecting to, at least. And one other thing that I loved, but it drove me nuts, is how many times they played that fucking Kiss song.
I was made for loving you, baby.
Suck my big old wing. They played the shit out of that song.
Yeah, they did.
But every time I was dancing. But at a certain point, like, this is a lot of times they're playing this goddamn song.
It's kind of like in Top Gun, where the "Take my breath away." They play that a lot.
That one's more of a nitpick for me, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair nitpick.
I was dancing a lot.
To their credit, they do change up the mix every now and then. It kind of just became part of the score, but it was kind of repetitive. And, yeah. But overall, yeah, decent film. Fun to watch. It's a fun popcorn movie.
It's true.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. You got anything else to say other than ratings?
About the same here, too.
All right, let's get into ratings. Oh, man. What do I want to rate this? I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Yeah.
I was hoping it'd be higher up because I really liked the trailer. But there's just something about it. I don't know if it was just like the pacing. As much as I love the slow parts, there were parts that shouldn't have been slow that were.
They're very fast.
And very fast as well. But there were parts that were slow that I loved, but it's hard to explain. It needed a better mix. There's no medium pacing. It was either really fast or really slow, no in between. But yeah, 3.5 for me.
I'm fighting between a 3 and a 3.5. I don't know. Maybe I'll also go 3.5. I think I enjoyed it. A lot.
We haven't matched exactly in a while.
It's been a minute.
Yes. Yeah. So 3.5s across the board. If you saw The Fall Guy, tell us what you thought down in the comments. What movie has your favorite stunts, and why is it A Walk to Remember? There are no stunts in that I can remember. So, yeah.
Emily Blunt had some stunts in this too. Really showed
Emily
out
Blunt.
her Edge of Tomorrow.
I've never been more attracted to Emily Blunt than I was watching this movie.
Edge of Tomorrow for me.
Yeah.
Woo!
No, Emily Blunt was great. Not just
Lordy,
attractive,
lordy.
but she was really good at it too. Anyway, goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.